Hey everyone, Steven from Straight Fire Picks. We got best bets for NFL Week 3 on Sunday, September 25th, 2022. We're going to have NFL player props, spreads, money lines, over-unders here for you today. We're going to have 5 picks that make a great value bets for the Sunday NFL slate for the Sunday afternoon games. As always, just want to thank you all for your continued support here on the channel. If you're new to the channel here today, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Reminder here at the channel, guys, that we are partnered with Prize Picks, so be sure to use our code SFP for a 100% deposit match and your first deposit up to $100 on Prize Picks. You can also use one of the links that we have down below in the comment section and in the description. Really is a great app, guys. It specializes in player props and things of that nature. You can bet on just about anything on Prize Picks. Really is a lot of fun to use. You put multiple picks and do an entry to win a lot of money. Like I said, use our code SFP for that 100% deposit match up to $100 or one of our links that we have down below. Be sure to also check out our community Discord page as well. Great place to connect with our community and to get new ideas for bets. We'll also have a link in the comment section and description for that. Be sure to also drop your favorite pick down below in the comment section. If you like a pick included in our comment capper section, just be sure to put a star or an asterisk next to your pick, and we'll include your pick in the video if it hits. Okay, now it's time for a shout out to our Straight Fire MVPs. So as always, guys, you see this beautiful list here running beside me of all of our Straight Fire MVPs. Shout out to our newest Straight Fire MVP, Relic Elite Club 317. Thank you so much for signing up. Appreciate that. If you're interested in becoming a Straight Fire MVP, there's a join button down below. We'll also have a link in the comment section and in the description for that. It's a great way to support the channel and what we do here at the channel. It's just $3.99 per month. You get a badge next to your name, some custom emojis, roll color in the Discord, shout outs on our video, and you also get the added perk of getting our access to our plays early. So whenever I'm done with the research, basically I post them up in the community tab on our YouTube page, usually about a day in advance of when I put the video out, so our MVPs will have access to that. So just an added perk there, or you can wait till the video, whatever you want to do. But do appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for checking out. Like I said, check out that link that we have down below with the join button for that. Okay, now let's dive right into the results from the previous week. So this is from the Sunday afternoon games from week 2. We ended up going 1-3 in that video. It was not our best video for sure. We've done much better in all the other primetime games. We're on a 12-3 run right now in primetime games. But the Sunday afternoon stuff, we're looking to turn that around here. So looking at what we had last week, the Dallas Cowboys plus 7.5 spread. We cashed that one easy as the Cowboys won. That was our one hit. We missed on the Lamar Jackson under and passing yards, not even close. That one was, I'll say, was a bad call. Then Saquon Barkley over 74.5 rushing yards. Unfortunately, finishes with 72. Just really didn't give us much in the first half. If he gave us anything in the first half, we would have been square on that one. But unfortunately, he did not. We missed on the over in the Colts-Jaguars game. And the Colts just didn't bring any offense to the field. Shutout 24-0. Not a lot we could do about that one either. And that was honestly it's just one of those things that you sometimes have to deal with. So we're going to get back after it today, though, guys. Actually, before I do that, we got our comment cappers. We had Magic Man calling the New York Giants, Carolina Panthers, first half under 22.5 points. Travis Hortman calling the Brandon Ayuk, Jeff Wilson receiving yards over. Parlay plus 248 value, was able to cash that. And Lit Picks calling the Mac Jones interception, was also able to catch that. So great call except from our comment cappers. Let's get back after it today, though, guys. Let's get this 5-0 sweep. That would be absolutely awesome. So let's get right into our picks here. At number 1, we are going with the Kansas City Chiefs minus 5.5 spread here versus the Indianapolis Colts at minus 107 odds here on PointsBet. I know this is probably my most square play of the week if you really look at it. Meaning, this is obviously, it looks very obvious. It looks too good to be true. I get it. But by the same coin, I am more than willing to back the Chiefs in this spot against the Colts team that's really looked lifeless here in the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. So far in the season, guys, we know who the Chiefs are. They're a great offensive team. Sometimes they struggle here and there, but for the most part, you can rely on Patrick Mahomes. They're 5th in yards, 3rd in points scored. Once again, so far, a top 5 offense. Indianapolis Colts, 13th in yards, 32nd in points scored. Their offense has been abysmal at times, led by Matt Ryan, who has not looked great so far this season. He's thrown 1 touchdown to 4 interceptions, 60% completion rate. Has got a quarterback rate of 63.9, 30 points off his career average. So he's really struggled out of the gate. And honestly, this Chiefs defense has actually played pretty solid here early on in the season. Led by Chris Jones. Yeah, remember they got a pick 6 last week to turn that game around. And overall, their defenses just look pretty solid against the run. They've honestly played pretty good here in the first couple games. Definitely good enough for this Chiefs team to win, that's for sure. Like I said, the Colts right now, turnovers are really the story. 5 turnovers to 1 takeaway so far in the season. So they got a -4 turnover differential so far. That's 31st in the NFL. That's not going to get it done. And they haven't even really played that tough of teams. I mean, they played the Texans and they played the Jaguars. They're 0-1-1 between those two games. Tying the Texans at 20 and then getting shut out 24-zip versus the Jags. And it's like, you think you could bring that level of football in against the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid's Super Bowl team here? I don't think so. 5.5 is just a little too low here. I think even if the Colts step it up a lot, play a lot better, I still got the Chiefs winning this game by a touchdown for sure. Like I said, right now the indictment here is mostly against Matt Ryan. We just went over his stats, how he struggled out of the gate here. And Patrick Mahomes, guys, so far is still Patrick Mahomes. We saw him come out week 1 absolutely dominant. 30 completions, 5 touchdowns, unbelievable game from him. And it wasn't quite as good, obviously, last week. Chargers have a very good defense, but looking for the bounce back in that department from him. This Colts defenses look kind of at times as well. Like I said, the Jaguars pretty much got what they wanted last week versus them. So I think that continues here. I think the Chiefs' role here in week 3 is simply just have more playmakers on both sides of the ball. Particularly obviously on the offensive side. Just a lot more of what you need. Let's just put it that way. So, do love it there, guys, for our number 1 pick. We're going Kansas City Chiefs, -5.5 spread here versus the Indianapolis Colts, -107 odds on PointsBet. Okay, and at number 2, we're going with the under 40.5 points in the Texans-Bears game at -112 odds here on FanDuel. So, yeah, this one I think is just begging for people to take the over, right? 40.5 points setting us. This is a pretty low total. Normally I wouldn't go quite this low, but honestly I don't think we see 40-plus points in this game. You got 2 offenses here that you can't really trust either of them. So far in the season, the Texans are 27th, Bears are 26th in points scored. We kind of expected that. Both these offenses, led by Davis Mills. Right now, Justin Fields. Not very effective passing games right now. Of course, that could change later, but as of right now, the results are the results. In total yards, Texans are 29th in total yards, Bears 32nd in total yards. Like I said, these teams really struggling to even move the football. And our defenses have actually been solid. The Texans are 9th in points allowed, Bears are 13th in points allowed. Not that bad defensively either. Texans defense has actually been pretty good. Bears solid. They weren't quite as good last week, but they were playing against Aaron Rodgers. Of course, that's always a tough matchup. Like I said, Texas defense here taking a step up here with Lovie Smith as coach. Really looking good as far as that goes. And honestly, just looking for this to be a gritty defensive game here in Chicago. Weather is calling for rain showers and 15 to 20 mile an hour winds. So it could be, kind of some ugly conditions here. A lot of running of the football. I expect this game to go pretty quick. A lot of running of the football is what I'm looking for. And so far, both these teams are combined 4-0 to this under so far on the season in games that they played. So I look for that to stay the same here. Obviously, neither of these offenses is really explosive. Looking for this game to stay under. So love this for our number 2 pick. We're going under 40.5 points here in the Texans-Bears game. -112 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 3, we're going with the under 23 points in the first half of the Cincinnati Bengals-New York Jets game. -105 odds here on FanDuel. Now, these teams are actually a combined 2-1-1 to this line in games that they've played in the first half to this under 23 points. So that's solid overall. We got 2 offenses here that honestly, right now the Bengals offense is struggling a lot. They're struggling with protection. They've allowed 13 sacks through their first 2 games. And honestly, I don't necessarily think, that'll be the script necessarily, as many sacks here for the Jets. But, I think overall this Bengals defense, or this Bengals offense, like I said, they are struggling here earlier in the season. And I'm not, even up front, not really looking for that to change. That's a tough problem to fix when you can't protect your quarterback. And I think, Joe Burrow, how many times he's gotten hit, he's going to start seeing ghosts. Could affect his timing and everything, honestly. He's getting hit that much. He's getting hit way too much. And honestly, both these defenses, particularly the Bengals, do have a solid defense, even though, Bengals have gotten off to a slow start. The defense really hasn't been the problem. They're 7th in yards allowed, 15th in points allowed, which isn't honestly too bad. Jets are 18th in yards allowed, 25th in points allowed. So they're not at the back of the pack. They're not completely at the bottom. But obviously, I don't like trusting the Jets defense too much. But in this spot, against an offense here in the Bengals that's really struggled, I think we could see, definitely on the lower end of points here in this first half. I think the Jets defense will come out to play here at home. I think they'll play with some energy. And same thing with the Bengals defense. I think both defenses will play hard. Bengals are super desperate right now. They're 0-2, so they need a boost. And their defense really needs to be the reason right now. Because right now their offense, like I said, 13 sacks allowed in 2 games. Even though it's the Jets, I'm not going to look for the Bengals to throw up a crooked number here in the first half. You never know. I mean, it is Joe Burrow. He's a great quarterback, but I just don't see it happening. On the flip side, you got Joe Flacco, who's actually coming off a game where he threw 4 touchdowns last week. Absolutely unbelievable performance. I don't see him doing that, though, like I said, against a desperate Bengals team. I don't know if I see Flacco putting up numbers like that in another game this year, to be honest with you. I think he's a little past his time. He did have a throwback week last week, but, you start getting into that prevent defense late in games, they can make quarterbacks look really good. And that's part of what happened there with Joe Flacco. But do love it there, guys. I think we go under here. Love the trends. This, like I said, 2-1-1 so far between these two teams to this under. So love it there for our number 3 pick. Going under 23 points in the first half of the Cincinnati Bengals New York Jets game. Minus 105 odds on FanDuel. Okay, and at number 4, we are going Tom Brady. Under 249.5 passing yards here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Minus 113 odds on Bet Rivers. So guys, Brady so far on the season has gone under in both of his starts, and honestly by a pretty wide margin, posting 190 passing yards in his first game and 212 in his other game as well. So obviously that's we like to see that. That's a lot of space that we have there to work with. Got a ton of injuries at the wide receiver position here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. No Mike Evans for this game. He's obviously suspended this week. Chris Godwin, Russell Gage, Julio Jones, Scotty Miller, all listed as questionable. And honestly, Godwin and Jones are probably on the more negative side of the questionable. Definitely possible that neither one of those guys plays. But we'll see what happens. Honestly, and here for Tampa Bay, if you'll know them from last year, they threw the football a lot last year. They were number 1 in the NFL last year in pass-to-run ratio at 66.46%. Well, it's pretty much done a complete 180 this year. Their play calling obviously different. They will run the ball a lot more. They're actually 26th now in pass-to-run ratio at 50.39%. So they like to run the football a lot more now. Obviously, that'll lead to less opportunities there for Brady for a lot of reasons. It keeps the clock running. And obviously, it just takes away his pass attempts in general. So I look for that really to stay the same here, especially with them as banged up as they are. They can win this game with their defense. Their defense has played great this year. Green Bay, 4th ranked secondary coming into the season as well on ProFootballFocus.com. They are also healthy. So looking for a big performance out of them. So I definitely think they'll be able to keep Tom Brady under. Brady is one of the best, obviously, ever. I don't particularly always love fading him, but I think in this spot, I think it is a good look. There's really only one guy so far that's gotten the best of Green Bay this season in the secondary at the wide receiver position. That was Justin Jefferson. Tampa Bay really doesn't have anyone like that. Justin Jefferson is just different. He had 180 receiving yards in that game, and he's just crazy. And like I said, Tampa really doesn't have anything close to that. So do love it there, guys, for our number 4 pick. We're going Tom Brady under 249.5 passing yards here for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Minus 113 odds on Bet Rivers. Okay, and finally at number 5, we're going with Allen Robinson. Anytime touchdown scorer here for the Los Angeles Rams. Plus 165 on Caesars. If you guys remember, back in week 1, we actually did take him for an anytime touchdown in week 1, and he was a complete flop. Well, he turned it around, of course, in week 2. He caught a touchdown, over 50 yards receiving. That's just the way it works. But I still think there is great value here on Allen Robinson. I think plus 165, I think, is really solid value for what you're getting here on Caesars. Like I said, I love the fact that Robinson got on track last week with Matthew Stafford, starting to develop that chemistry a little bit. This is also a great matchup for him. Cardinals ranked 27th in the secondary coming into the season on ProFootballFocus.com. Had a really bad coverage grade last year, and they really didn't do much to change that unit. They are still pretty much bringing back the whole secondary unit. And honestly, I think Robinson here could take advantage of those matchups, especially with, Cooper Kupp. You got to worry about Cooper Kupp. Robinson should get some looks in the end zone. He's a great red zone target, has been throughout his whole career. Looking for that to happen here. And I think, like I said, the value on it here is great. Honestly, this Cardinals secondary, they allowed the most touchdowns to wide receivers last year at 27. Like I said, we said the unit is mostly the same here. And they're still tied this season for the most passing touchdowns allowed this year with 7. They've allowed 7 passing touchdowns through 2 games. Now, just 2 of those going to wide receivers, but even with that, I think you look for that to change as the year goes on. I think you'll see wide receivers start to really have their way here against this team. And like I said, I really love that Allen Robinson found his groove last week with Matthew Stafford. 4 catches, 53 yards, and a touchdown. And the intention, like I said, should be mostly still on Cooper Kupp. He's still a legend. He's still putting up the numbers. But Robinson's a great red zone threat. He really is. And I think, like I said, the value here on him is absolutely terrific. Plus 165. I don't think you could beat it. And with him and Stafford finally getting on track. Do love it there, guys, for a number 5 pick. Going Allen Robinson, anytime touchdown here for the Los Angeles Rams. Plus 165 odds on Caesars. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for our picks. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Always appreciate that. We are on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Guys, I appreciate all of your support here at the channel. We've been on a great run in primetime in particular. Hopefully we get it going here on the Sunday afternoon games. We're 12-3 in our last 5 games in primetime. I don't have the results from Thursday night's game because I'm recording prior to that game. So I don't know what happened last night. You're like, hey, you went 0-3. I have no idea. But we've been on a nice run, like I said, in primetime. Let's get it going, though, here in the Sunday afternoon games. Really want to get a nice sweep here. 5-0 would be crazy, especially with this plus value play that we have in here. And really hoping for a good day. So check out all of our social media links. Check out our Prize Picks link, a Straight Fire MVP program. Check out all those links. Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will catch you next time. Peace out.